my channel. My name is Gabriella for those who don't know me. So I'm going to be showing you guys this look that I have on right now while answering you guys' questions. So let's get into the video. I'm going to be doing the makeup look you guys saw in the beginning of the video, and for each step in my routine I'm going to be answering one of you guys' questions that you asked. So I asked you guys to ask me questions on my Instagram, which is @looksbyg. If you're not following me, go check that out. I'll link it down below. So the first step in my makeup routine is priming, and I'm going to be using the No Pore Blem Primer by Touch in Soul, just in this cute little glass bottle. First question is top 3 favorite products, and I'd have to say my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade for brows, and then probably the James Charles X Morphe Artistry Palette. And then the last one would probably be my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, because I love the powder in there and I love the bronzing and contouring shades. Alright, so the second step of my makeup routine is foundation. So I'm going to be using the new Morphe Fluidity Full Coverage Foundation. I'm in shade F130. This is actually my first time using this, so it's kind of going to be a first impressions. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit on the back of my hand. I don't really know how much to use. It says it's supposed to be full coverage, so we'll see. I'm also going to be mixing in a little bit of the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer, just because I like to have more of like a dewy look going on with my foundation. And then I just take a little brush and mix it. Alright, and then I'm going to be taking my Morphe Highlighting Contour Sponge. And the question is, what is your favorite look you've ever done? That's a hard one. I would have to say this one right here. It was the Galaxy look that I recreated by James Charles for his palette campaign. I really loved the way it turned out. I thought it was so fun to recreate. So I would have to say that one is probably my favorite. First impressions with this foundation is that it is very full coverage. I'm finding myself having extra on the back of my hand, so I definitely did not need that much. Did cover a lot. You can still see some of my blemishes poking through, but it definitely did cover some rosacea I have on my cheeks, which really bothers me, and that's what I look for in picking a good foundation. So now that that is all blended in, I'm going to be moving on to my next step, which is concealer. So for that I'm going to be using Morphe, their new concealer in shade 1.15. I did go a shade lighter than my foundation because I think these correspond together, but I'm going to be using this under my under eyes. And then to cover my blemishes, I'm going to be using the new Fenty Beauty Concealer, and I am in shade 120, which is the same as my foundation. And the question for this step is, why do you love makeup so much? I would definitely say I love makeup because I really love the creativity of it. I think it's so fun to just play around in makeup and see what people can create with it. I think it's so beautiful, something I've always loved. I'm going to be putting the Fenty Beauty Concealer on any blemishes that I see or any red spots, and I'm going to be answering another question. So this question is, what is my favorite makeup brand? And this one's hard because I have a lot of favorite makeup brands. Okay, I'll do drugstore and then high-end. For high-end, I would probably say Fenty Beauty. Their line is so beautiful, and overall I just think that their products are so amazing, and I love how like inclusive they are, and I just think Rihanna is out here doing great things with her makeup brand. Alright, and then for drugstore, I would probably say Morphe. I know Morphe isn't really drugstore, but it is affordable, and can't not include Morphe. Morphe's like amazing. You all know that probably. And if you don't, well, girl, you better get on it. Also, another drugstore brand I like, ColourPop. I don't really know if that's considered drugstore, but that is also another cheap, that is another makeup brand that has some cheaper options if you're looking for something it's not bougie as hell and all the way up there in price. So for setting my face, I'm going to be using the CoverGirl translucent powder, and this is in the shade 105. Alright, and then the question for that is, do you bake your face, and if so, at what degree?
I do, 450.
And then after that, I just take a little bit of the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and I just spray a little of that just to set my face. Alright, so the next step in my makeup routine is brows, and for that I use the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Soft Brown. Little brush, this is the Morphe M158, and this one is just like a small little angled brush with a spoolie on the end. Alright, and then the question for this is, what inspired you to start getting into makeup? So I started doing theater in 4th grade, and then I started to do a little bit more of like bigger shows when I got into middle school. So I started like doing makeup for that, and you know, like doing like shows that are like set in like the 50s or the 80s or the 70s. Like I really just got to like experiment with like makeup in like those like time. That was just like so fun to me to like do 50s makeup and 70s makeup and 80s, and that was just so fun to me. Started to like get into like makeup last year. When I was a senior in high school, I started to really practice. So I basically just filled in my brows. I only use a pomade. I don't use a brow pencil. I don't know why. I just really like using just a pomade. It's a little messy right now, but I'm gonna go in with concealer. It looks really bad right now. I'm going to be taking concealer to cut that out. I'm just gonna use the Morphe one. I'm gonna put a little on the back of my hand. All right, so the question for this is, what's the longest it's ever taken you to do a makeup look? So I think the longest it's taken me to do a look is 3 hours. The longest one was my Bratz doll look, which is, I'll put it right here. That one took me a long time. I don't know why. I mean, I actually do know why. It was hard. Looks usually always take me around like 2 to 3 hours. I like to take my time. If I need to get like ready fast, I would say about at least an hour. Alright, so that is one brow all complete, and I'm going to quickly do the other one off camera, and I will be right back when I'm done. Alright, so my next step is eyeshadow, and the next question is, what is your favorite eyeshadow palette? And it is right here. I'm going to be using the James Charles X Morphe palette to create this look today. Let's just open this up and admire it.
That's beautiful.
Alright, so I'm going to be just going in with a fluffy brush. To start, I'm just going to use this big one. It's the Morphe M504. And the question is, how is school going? For those of you who don't know, I am actually in cosmetology school, and that is going great. I love it. I think it's so fun, again, to do something like creative. I love doing hair. I color hair. I have a bunch of pictures on my Instagram. If you want to click down the link below, it's at Looks by G again. And I post pictures of my hair I do. I also get to do like makeup, and I think it's so fun. It makes me so happy. Alright, so I just took canvas and I set my primer with it with this big brush. And now I'm just going to take a little bit of this shade right here, which I believe is 518, and this is the color B. And I'm first going to start off with 518 and just take it on this big brush, and I'm just going to like sweep this in my crease like so. Alright, and then I'm going to be taking this shade right here, which is Boutique, I believe, and then I'm going to be taking just a denser fluffy brush. And the next question is, what made you want to start a channel? So I really started a channel so that I can put my work out there, and so that I can inspire others, and so I can find creative inspiration from other people's channel, and I really just wanted to inspire others. That's something I love to do, and perfect place to do that. I'm just going to be taking a little bit of the Morphe concealer on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to take a flat, dense brush like this, and I'm going to take that. I'm going to stamp it right in the center of my lid. So I just kind of created a half circle in the middle of my eyelid. And then I'll need a smaller circular brush. I'm just going to spray my brush with a little Morphe setting spray. I'm going to go in with this shade right down here, and I think this is... Shoot, I'm actually not quite sure what that shade name is called, but I'm going to put this right over that concealer. Alright, and then the next question is, what is your favorite song? And I would have to say literally every song on Thank You Next, Ariana's new album. It's so good. But I would say also like my favorite songs from that album are like NASA, Bad Idea, Ghostin', Imagine. I literally love all of them, but I've been playing that album like non-stop on repeat. So I'm just gonna spray my brush again, and I'm gonna go in with the shade, which I think is like Playground or Hello or something. I'm gonna put this right in the center. I'm gonna be taking a smaller Morphe brush. This is the M506. I think this is a small crease brush. I'm just gonna be taking that shade Boutique. And I'm gonna throw this on the lower lash line. I'm going to be taking the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Foil in the shade Mint Mojito, I don't know how to say it. It's this light blue right here. And I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to pop this in the center too to make it pop even more. Right, now that this eye is done, I'm going to do this eye off camera and I'll be right back. With the other eye out complete, that took, again, a long time. So the next step is to put on my mascara. And the question for that is, what is my favorite shade in the James Charles palette? This is a hard one. They're all so unique and they all have different formulas. I would probably say either Ring Light for highlight, I really like, and for inner corner, which is this one. Purple and Artistry, I really like. I also like Skip, the bright pink, and you're kidding, the bright red. And I like the yellow because a lot of palettes don't have very pigmented yellow, and this one does. Alright, so the next step is lashes, and for lashes I'm going to be using the Ardell lashes. I'll link them down below. I don't remember what they're called. And I'm using the Duo Lash Glue. And the question for this is, what is your favorite color to work with when doing makeup? When I'm doing a colorful look, I think my favorite color to work with is definitely pink. When I'm doing like neutrals, I really love like these kinds of shades. Those are also really pretty. I have one eyelash on, and then while I'm waiting for this one to dry, the next question is, what is your favorite food? I think my favorite food is probably sushi. I love sushi. And fun fact about me, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat meat, but I do eat fish, so I guess pescatarian, but people don't know what that is. So they like tacos, but I don't obviously eat it with the meat. I like my vegetarian chicken nuggets, tasty. Okay, so I'm gonna take an eyelash curler and just squeeze my lashes together. Alright, I'm then just going to take a black pencil liner, this one's by e.l.f., and I'm just gonna put this in my, what is it called? The top lash line and then the bottom lash line. And the question for this is, are you still going to post as much on Insta? The answer is yes, I'm going to. I'm going to be filming YouTube videos. I'll at least try to do once a week. I don't know what day yet. I'll try and figure that out. But every time I like film a look for YouTube, I'll post a picture of it on my Instagram, which again is Looks by G. How often are you going to film YouTube videos, which I just mentioned. I am going to try and do once a week. I'm kind of always busy. Definitely going to try and do it once a week. So my next step is going to be contour and bronzing. So for bronzer, I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It smells so good. I love it. I'm going to be using the Morphe M527. Just this big, beefy brush. And the question for this is, what color lipstick do you most likely always wear? I would definitely say nude. I'm such a nude girl, and it has to have gloss on it. I really cannot just do matte. I love to have gloss on it and make my lips shiny. So now I'm going to contour with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I usually dip into this one and this one. And then the next question is, what do you like to do on your free time? I like to sing. I like to hang out with my friends. I like to go on adventures. We like to drive places and just like hang out, and yeah, that's usually what I do. I'm always doing makeup, so. Alright, and then I'm just going to be taking the powder right here on my Morphe sponge on the flat side, and then I'm just going to use this to clean up my contour. To bring it on my chin too, just to highlight down there too. I got that tip from Jaclyn Hill. So next up is blush. And I'm going to be using the Laura Geller blush, baked blush in Tropic Hues. I love this one. It has such a pretty sheen to it. If you can see right there. I love that. And then the next question is, what is one tip you could give to somebody who wants to start doing makeup? I would definitely say just having like patience and practice a lot. I got better with practice, lots of practice. And I still could like use a lot of practice, and I practice every day when I do makeup looks. So I would definitely say just practice a lot, venture out of trends, just because I feel like everyone does the same things all the time. So try and find something to do yourself and make it your own and be creative with it. And I think that'll help you love makeup more, is if you do what you love and not what other people are doing. Now is my favorite part, highlighter. Yes, So I think for this look, I think I want more of a golden glow, so I think I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezi on a Morphe M501. I'm going to spray with a little bit of Prep and Set. And the question for this is, what is a makeup technique you'd like to improve? I think a technique I would definitely like to improve on is winged liner. I am not awful, but I definitely would like to improve it and be able to just like some people can. Like, ugh, I'm jealous. Oh my gosh, I love nose glow. Give this video a thumbs up if you love nose glow as much as I do. Would love to know who my fellow nose glow lovers are. Alright, time for lips. So for this I'm going to be using the ColourPop matte lip in Times Square and then a NYX lip liner in the shade Brown. And the question for this is, how many times have you messed up a makeup look? I messed up, I think, 2 times. I messed up on I recreated James's Devil vs. Angel Halloween look. When I tried the first time, I totally botched it. And then I tried recreating this other look that just totally messed up. But I think it went only 2 looks, which is pretty good because it really pisses me off when it happens. Like I said, I spend at least like 2 hours on a look. And when it doesn't work, it's so disappointing. This is like my favorite shade of lipstick by ColourPop. I love it. I'm going to be taking the Glossier lip gloss and putting it over that because I love gloss. And then the last step is setting spray, and the last question is, what are you most excited about for your YouTube channel? And I would definitely say I'm so excited to put content out there, and most importantly, I'm excited to get my art out there and show people what I love to do most. That is the look all complete. I really love how it turned out. I really love the pop of blue and in the inner corner on the lid. I really love it. Thank you guys for asking me questions on my Instagram, which is @looksbyg, if you guys want to follow me for more posts, more looks, and questions or anything I post in my story. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel down below and give this video a thumbs up if you liked this look and how it turned out. Leave me some comments down below telling me what you would like to see on this channel from me and any other video ideas you have. Alright, and with that, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.